Towards the end of 2022, I found road cycling. I was inspired to ride by my then business partner Jeff Linder of NorCal Cycling. I started riding as a way to lose weight. In 2022, I was the heaviest I had ever been in my life, and it was time to make a change. Fast forward to the beginning of 2023, and I was now the face of the show Couch to Crit, which was a story about my journey of being a couch potato turned crit racer. This was featured on Jeff's YouTube channel. Now let's put some power numbers out there for context, because the video today is about power testing. My first ever FTP or functional threshold power test, I got 192 watts. FTP means how much power you can do on a bike for an hour, and it's measured in watts. You usually do a 20-minute full out effort on the bike and take 95% of that power number you do for the 20 minutes, and that is your FTP. There are tons of different ways to test for FTP, but we will get into that later in this video. I took this first FTP test in August of 2022, right as I got my first road bike. Fast forward to the end of 2023, after my first season as a quote-unquote competitive cyclist, my best ever 20-minute power from 2023 was 401 watts, which would give me an FTP after we take 95% of 401, and that would be an FTP of 380 watts. I trained like crazy to make that jump in power, and thanks to you guys' support, I was able to do that, and I was super proud of what I had accomplished. I wanted to keep going in 2024, so I rode even more than the previous year and pushed myself to the absolute limits in 2024, and my highest ever recorded 20-minute power in 2024 was 411 watts, so a 10-watt boost, which would give me an FTP of 390 watts. This year, I want to focus on my longer power and see if I can get another boost in that 20-minute power. So today we are kicking off my first power tests for 2025. However, it's not all about FTP, and when it comes to competitive cycling, there are factors like how much you weigh, repeatability, which is how many times you're able to do these efforts. There are different zones you can excel in to win races, etc. So let's get into all of this mess and see where we are at going into 2025. So this year I am coached by Ryan Thomas, the head coach at the Road Cycling Academy. Now, when I mentioned there are different ways to power test, well, he has a slightly different approach as well. To start off the baseline for this year, he wants me to test my 3-minute power, my 12-minute power, and my 5-minute power. All these power efforts are going to be max efforts, so it's going to hurt. This is a testing method that will deliver a cyclist critical power through some sort of algorithm that goes way over my head, but basically, critical power gives you a more rounded power curve and understanding of where you are at through that power curve compared to the FTP or functional threshold power, which is only the middle of that power curve. So today I am setting out to do my all-out 3-minute effort. I've been training with Coach Ryan for some time now, and this early in the year I actually felt pretty good on my shorter power. I felt fresh after a nice off season and a slower start to the season. So I'm hoping to put together a pretty solid 3-minute power effort today. My all-time best 3-minute power is 544 watts, and that was in the middle of last year when I was going really, really well. I was also the same weight as I am now, roughly around 180 pounds, so the comparison should be pretty close. So I'm curious to see where I'm at after finishing 2024 with some really strong training. That effort at 544 watts was also an all-out 3-minute power effort, so it'll be fun to compare. But before we dive into the power test, a quick word from this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath, and on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs, and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for the day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Because cycling is such a fuel-based sport, knowing what your body is utilizing as fuel is very important. So if you want to take the next steps in improving your health, go to lumen.me/EJTrains to get 20% off your Lumen. That is lumen.me/EJTrains for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. So today I am heading to a short, super super steep climb by my house called Wiki Up North. It is 0.51 miles long and averages 13.2%, so it's a bit of a doozy. The current recorded fastest time is 3 minutes and 19 seconds on this climb. So in the back of my head, I thought, well, maybe if I go hard enough, then inch out a bit more after the test, maybe, just maybe, I could also get the fastest recorded time on the climb and a power PR, but we will see. So let's get into it. And we're live, I guess. Here we go. And just like that, we were off on a 3-minute power test up Wiki Up North. And the goal, again, right around that 540-ish number. Maybe we could crank out a little bit more. Who knows? We will see. But on the screen here, you can see the power in the bottom left. Sorry, my heart rate data was not working for this. So, again, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my heart rate strap. It just was not connecting. Then you have the gradient in the top right, miles per hour, kilometers per hour in the bottom right. Then you also have RPM in the bottom right. You can see we're doing like 95 RPM here, which is good. But you'll see when you get to really see that number, it's going to significantly drop. So it'll be fun for you guys to watch. But enjoy this effort. I'm just going to play it out as a whole. And you guys can just imagine how high my heart rate is by these breathing sounds that I'm going to make. Yeah, this one hurt. Oh my gosh, that was awful. I kid you not, I felt sick, literally sick to my stomach for the rest of the day after that effort. I went so incredibly deep that it made me still have a cough 6 hours after the effort. But okay, what was the power? Did I get the fastest known time? Well, my 3-minute power was drumroll, 570 watts, which I am so stoked on. I also was somehow able to wiggle my way up a little past that 3 minutes, and I got the fastest known time of the climb with a time of 3 minutes and 16 seconds, just barely making it. What an awesome day. I mean, those shorter efforts absolutely burn, like terrible. They feel terrible, but sometimes they can be rewarding. Next up is the 12-minute power effort. Do you think I'll be able to beat my 12-minute PR? Well, that will be answered in the next video. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss me absolutely dying in the next power test. I think it'll be fun to do a little 3-video series on this critical power testing. We also have so much more fun stuff coming up on the channel, like we're flying to team camp tomorrow, new bike day, and so much more. So thank you all so much for the support, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.